Pt.2, this is Offset Segmet, back with part 2 of the number 13 and the revelation of the Divine Feminine. I left off with the tarot card number 13, which is Death. Death is dressed in black. He's riding on a white horse holding a black flag, which has a white flower in it. So we're immediately seeing the duality of opposites. That light reflects all the colors and that black absorbs them. We're looking at the interdependence of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. As dark or as night follows day, both are needed in order to bring balance. It might also be related to the destruction and creation as an ever-evolving cycle that follows death and rebirth. At the heels of Death's horse, toward the back, lays a king who is prostrate, who is dead. This is the end of male monarchy or subjugation. In front of his horse stands the Pope, which is the spiritual patriarchy that has been ruling various religious cultures. And so the Pope is in subjugation because it's a time for transformation. It's a time to change from anything that is completely all-male dominated. At the feet of the horse is a young boy. He represents the divine masculine, but he's in a state of innocence, meaning that he is receptive and he's teachable. To the far right is a young girl who is wearing a wreath on her head. She represents the divine feminine. She represents the divine feminine who is asleep to her power. She is the sleeping beauty who is about to awaken. In the background is the sun. The sun represents immortality. It represents the ability to bring illumination. And so, this is a new epoch in which the sun is rising for the divine feminine to wake up. I'm going to bring back your memory of James Brown, who performed a song called It's a Man's World. When the divine feminine wakes up, when women have learned to regain their power, it will not be a gender-conscious world about a man or woman's world. It'll be our world. And this is what the divine feminine is going to do. She's going to bring harmony and balance back to our world. I'm going to move on to the 13th letter of the alphabet, which is the letter M. The letter M represents the 13th divine feminine energy by the words mother, mama, matriarchy. Our ancient motherland, Lemuria, termed as Mu. Menstruation, mammary glands. Matrix, Monday, moon. MotherNature, manifestation, material, money, mercy, magic, mystery. All of these wonderful words that reflect the divine feminine. And yes, we do have men and male and masculine because balance is required by both male and female. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention about the 13th letter M. I want to go to the 13th sign. The 13th sign is called Ophiuchus, the serpent holder. 2011, Western astrologers decided to officially incorporate the 13th sign into Sahedral astrology. This is nothing new, because according to ancient Egypt, they had a calendar known as Bendera, in which you find the original circle of animals called the Zodiac. The Zodiac was upheld by 4 women, and in the middle was the mother goddess, and her name was Tauret. Tauret was the fertility goddess. She was the goddess of pregnancy, conception, and childbirth. But what is interesting is that Imhotep was the very first serpent holder, because he was the god of healing. He was a physician, and so he predated Ophiuchus. And also, what is interesting is that the mother goddess name, Tauret, is the number in actual words of 22. 22, which equals 4, like 13, is the master builder and architect. So you find her there in the center of the Zodiac. She assisted with the rebirthing of the sun every day. According to Moorish science, the first woman of the Zodiac was called Zudiacus. She called the Zodiac the clock of destiny. What's interesting is that the word Zodiac is the number 31 in actual words, and that equals the number 4. Women are biological clocks, and so we give forth the destiny of every child on this planet. This makes us a clock of destiny. And what's interesting is that the Zodiac actually is a celestial womb of our cosmogenesis. The actual word of celestial womb is the number 49. 4 plus 9 is 13. So there you have it again. As far as astronomy, as far as numerology, women are the first astrologers and numerologists. I want to go back to the fact that Imhotep was a serpent holder, because I want to relate that not only that Imhotep and Ophiuchus were related as far as the masculine ability to wield the power of healing, but I'm going to go back to Egypt, where Set wanted power as well. Set wanted the power to rule with Ra, and she could only do that if she had a secret name. So she fashioned a snake so that it could bite him and make him sick, and that he would have to call out for someone to heal him. So along the way, Ra walked, and he was bitten in the leg by the snake. No one was able to heal him except for Set. And so she came to him and asked for his secret name, and he kept putting it off until he finally divulged his secret name, and she was able to heal him. This is where the ability to heal came from. It was from the goddess. It was from the mother principle of the divine feminine that we were the first healers, not the men. The story was taken from a woman. And what is interesting is that this particular story haunted the woman from the beginning. Because what is interesting, if you go to Genesis, which some people talk about as being the genes of Isis, it deals with genealogy, it deals with genetics. And if we're talking about the snake, it's definitely dealing with DNA. So, in the garden, Eve used to be friends with the snake, or should I say they were amicable, because even though snakes don't talk, communication was made in order for her to have the wisdom to reclaim a divinity that obviously she didn't have, or her and her mate were denied. So, what is interesting is after they partook of the fruit, And we might say that fruit was a sexual act in which an orgasm caused a portal of Shakti energy that opened their eyes so that they could really see their estate. And it caught the eye of the Elohim who had created them. I am going to take up the rest of this interesting revelation about the snake who became a dragon in Revelation 12, about the woman and the number 13 in the next video. So I want you to join me there, but if you would like to know more about numerology, I would like you to visit my website, spiritwisdomnumerology.com. Thank you for watching my channel. Pt.2.